So today we are looking at the Rhino Linux 2024.2 version. So here is the boot menu of the Rhino OS. So let me quickly boot it in the live boot. So Rhino Linux is a Ubuntu based distribution which offers the rolling releases upgrade approach, and the XFCE desktop environment of the Rhino Linux is a XFCE. So the desktop environment is XFCE, and it's based on Ubuntu, so I already mentioned, and the desktop XFCE, and also so the booting process will take like maybe 3 minutes usually. I'm running it on the virtual machine, which is a virtual box. And about the system requirements to run this Linux distribution, I'm going to discuss that later in the video. So when the desktop layout is loaded, I'm going to mention all those things. Right now I'm running it on the virtual box, which is 7th version, and the requirements or the hardware using is the i5 1240p CPU and 8 GB of RAM. And also for the virtual disk, I'm using 60 GB of virtual disk. Sorry because I'm stuttering. I woke up right now, so I'm a bit tired, so try to ignore some mistakes. So let's see the desktop layout. So this is the latest version, which is 2024.2 version. So it has the XFCE desktop environment. So if you don't know any information of the Rhino Linux, I already made a lot of videos on this distribution. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out, or else I'm going to give all the information here itself. So this is the desktop layout. It's just going to take like a minute and 10 seconds like that, because I thought there will be like 3 minutes of a booting process, but it was very quick. Completely it booted up very quickly. So here are all the applications. So we just need the task manager right now, because I want to see how much of resource it's consuming as soon as it booted up. So the version we are getting is 1.5.7. So here is all the process running right now. As soon as you boot up, these are all the resources. So it's pretty much you need to run like a 60 seconds in order to see all the hardware specs. You can assume the RAM, but you can't assume the CPU, because you need to run like a 60 seconds in order to get how much graph it's taking. So if it's stable or not, you need to wait for 60 seconds, and you should be seeing all the CPU in a stable graph. If it's not, it may be the cause in the virtual machine, or sometimes in the ISO files also. So I'm using it on the virtual box instead of VMware, so it's pretty much unstable on the CPU, but the RAM is almost 830 MB. So it's pretty much lightweight. XFCE, you already know, it's a lightweight desktop environment. It's going to be consuming a bit lesser when you install it on the bare metal, and also it will be performing a bit smoother when you install it on the bare metal. So you need to understand these basic things. So I'm going to keep the task manager in the right side corner right here. So let's go to the official website, and I'm going to show you all the changes. There is like some new theme and some other changes also. I'm going to show you all the information. So the ISO file was released like a few hours ago. So as soon as the ISO file is released, here is the video. So if you consider subscribing, you can subscribe, because I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing any day. So you should be getting all the latest information of the Linux and other information also. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, because I'll be posting 2 videos. So here is the version 129.0.2 is the version you get, which is the latest version of the Firefox. Let me show you. Just type in like a Firefox, and I'm going to open the Linux kernel website. Linux kernel. Let's even open the Rhino Linux website. So we opened all the important websites. So let's go to the Firefox. I'm going to show you the latest version. Products, or you can just go to the Firefox for desktop. Here is the release notes. You can click on the release notes, and here you should be seeing the release notes of the latest Firefox, or the latest version. So this is the latest version Firefox available. So we are using the same version. So let me open by typing about, support. So the keyboard may be having some different thing, because Because of the variant it should be changing, so let me type in semicolon. So here is the about support, it's working properly, but I mistakenly typed something else, but it's okay. So the latest version is 129.0.2 and also the latest version in the official website August 20. So let's close it. Let's get other information. So here is the build ID, and when you scroll it down you should be also seeing the user agent and also the Linux kernel version. So we have the Linux 6.10.7 version of the Linux kernel in the Rhino Linux 2024.2, and let's check the Linux kernel. So this is the official link, which is kernel.org, and 6.10 is the stable version. 6.10.7 is released on 2024/8/29, and we have the version 6.10.7, which is the latest stable version. So it is released on August 29th, and the ISO file is released today, which is September. So it is just 2 days late, or it is 2 days ahead. So we have the latest version, and here is the release candidate version and also the long-term versions. If you need other information, you can go to the official website, or you can just read it from here. So let's close all those things, and let's get to the other information. So here is the memory size. I'm using 8 GB of RAM for the virtual box, which I already mentioned, and also the disk space is available is 3.8 GB. So here is some browser information. If you consider it as important, you can just pause video and read everything here, and I'm just going to show you the important information. So here is some other information, and when you scroll it down you should be also seeing the window protocol is X11, and the other information is right here. So desktop environment XFCE. So here is other information which I already mentioned. Here is the monitor resolution. We are using the 1920x1080 monitor, so that's the reason it says 1920x1080. So here is complete information. If you want, you can just pause video and read everything. So I'm just going to close it, and here is the official website of the Rhino Linux. You just need to type in Rhino Linux in the search engine, or else you can just type in rhinolinux.org in the search bar, and you should be going to the official website. So this is the latest version. Before going to the latest version, you should be seeing all the information like Ubuntu based distribution with Pacstall and XFCE at its core. So you can check why Rhino Linux and your user experience matters and all those things. So a sane desktop, a perfect with developers, adaptive to any workflow. So you should be getting all the information here. And also when you go to the announcement, let's go to the announcement first, and I'm going to show you the download. So in this version you get the new wiki, a theme, containers, and so much more. So I'm going to scroll it down for the important information. So here is other information. So you just need to go to the main titles here, like a new unicorn theme, setup wizard, overhaul. When you scroll it down, you should be seeing all those things like a Nix, Docker, Podman, Flatsail, DistroBox, AppTiner, VirtualBox, QEMU, Redshift, and all those things. So when you scroll it down, you should be also seeing Pacstall changes. So here is the changes, as well as here we have the kernel version. Ships by default 6.10.7, which I already showed you. Kernel version 6.9.0 default for Pine64 images. So I'm using generic ISO disk or the AMD 64, so that's the reason we are getting the 6.10.7. Kernel version 6.8.0 Raspberry Pi, so it's for Raspberry Pi 6.8. Pine 64 you get the 6.9.0, and for generic or the AMDs you should be getting 64-bit ISO files, you should be getting 6.10.7. And also here is the known issues. So these are all the changes you get, and here is the new wiki and additional updates built on Nextra. If you want any information of the Nextra, here is the Nextra. And I'm just going to scroll it because I don't want to go through all those things. It's going to make a video lengthy. And also documentation over to new community oriented wiki. So here are some of the informations. So a normal user just need all this information which is given above. So the theme and setup wizard, overhaul, and Pacstall changes. So these are all the changes. So I'm going to show you the downloading process. Just click on the download and you should be seeing the ISO files available. So So for any archives of previous release, you can visit the source forge. So you need to select your architecture here. I'm choosing the generic ISO 64-bit. So here is the Intel core and here is the ARM. Even ARM you gets the 6.10.7 kernel and the ISO file is 2.12 GB. So the file size is like a 2.12 GB and download size is 2.19 in the AMD. So I'm choosing this one. Just click on the link. You can go with the source code, other things also. When you click on the link, it will directly take you to the SourceForge website, or you can directly download from the SourceForge. I'm going to show you that also. So it's going to take like a 5 seconds and the ISO file will be already downloading. Always check the version. So this is the version we are using, which is 2024.2. Let me close it. So when you want to download from the SourceForge directly, just type in sourceforge.net, or just you can search it SourceForge like this in your browser, and the link is right here. So you just need to type in like a Rhino Linux in the search bar here, Rhino, and when you type the Rhino, you should be seeing the project, open source projects. Just click on it and you should be seeing the files here. So here is some of the additional information about the Rhino Linux. You can read everything here. So you get the XFCE desktop environment. It's based on Ubuntu rolling release distribution built on stable desktop environment. So you should be getting all the information. Go to the files. So as you can see, there is some CPU problem in the VirtualBox maybe. So it shouldn't be in the bare metal. So here you can see the ISO files of the version. So Pine tab, Pine phone, and here is the AMD. So let's click on 2024.2 and here you should be seeing the ISO file 2024.2 AMD and ARM. So this is the ARM 64 and the AMD 64. So we have already downloads, which is one is mine. So these are all the downloads. This is the downloading process. So we got all the information from the browser and also the downloading process. I showed everything. So I'm just going to close the browser and let's check some other things. Let's open the terminal and let me type in some commands. Let's see what changes we have in the terminal or the distro. So let's make it bigger. So because of the CPU, it's kind of laggy, but it should be smooth on your PC when you try it on the bare metal. And also I'm trying in the VirtualBox, so you need to remember that. So you can check the version here. The version you get is a 1.1.3. Let's try the NeoFetch first. Hit enter, and here you should be seeing the Rhino Linux with the version 2024.2. Host, it says Oracle VirtualBox, kernel version which I already mentioned. Uptime is 12 minutes. Packages is 5090 dpkg 28 Pacstall, and shell bash version is 5.2.32. The monitor resolution, automatically it changed my resolution to 1920x1080, and my monitor is also 1920x1080. Desktop environment, it says as a unicorn. WM XFWM4. Here is the themes and icons, the terminal font. My CPU is i5 1240p, which I already mentioned. So the country of origin for the Rhino Linux is like a global, so it's a global Linux distribution, or the origin is just said as global, so I don't really know where it comes from. So let me type in INXI -SV8. So there is no system requirements or any information about this Linux distribution, but it's a XFCE desktop environment, and if you ask me how much of resources you need to run it on the bare metal, I'm going to say you need to have like a 2 GHz dual core processor or more, and about the RAM you need to have like a 4 GB of RAM in order to run everything smoothly. And about the hard disk, you need to have like a 35 to 40 GB or at least a 50 GB of hard disk. And about the monitor resolution, you need to have like a 1366x768, or if you have like a 1920x1080, it will be good. But it's 2024, you need to have this much of hardware specs. If you had the graphics, that will be a bit good too. So this should be these are all the hardware specs you need. So I tried to click on INXi-SV8, so we are not getting any information because it's not pre-installed. You can install the INXi. So I'm going to do that, so let's wait it. So we are back here. So I installed the INXi. So let me type in the INXi commands to get some additional information. INXi-SV8. So here you get all the information about the distro. So I'm going to go through some important things, and if I left anything, just pause the video and read everything here. So I hope you're seeing. So let me try to change the color so you can see properly, because of there is some background transparency, so that's the reason. I'm going to go to the colors, load the presets, which is black and white, and let me change the transparent to solid color so you can see everything properly. So host, it says as the Rhino Live because I'm running it on the live boot. The kernel version, which I already mentioned, 64-bit, and compiler GCC version is 14.1.0, and the desktop environment we are using the XFCE4.19.3, which is latest version. So GTK version we are using the 3.24.43. XFWM4 version is 4.18.0. So DM version, light DM version is 1.30.0, and distro it says as a Rhino Linux 2024.2 mainline devel. So this should be the code name. So here is the virtual machine or the virtual box information. I don't think it's important, just skip this thing. So let's scroll it down and get some additional important information. So this is my battery information, and here is the memory, which is 8 GB of RAM. Available is 7.76 GB. Used is 1.02 GB. So here is the CPU information, which I already mentioned. I'm using i5 1240p. So let's scroll it down, and you should be seeing some vulnerabilities and other information. Just skip this thing. If you consider it as important, you can read it, or else just scroll it down. You should be seeing the graphics information. So the display is X11, server is Xorg version 21.1.13, and the compositor XFWM4 version 4.18.0, and here is the monitor resolutions available. So let me scroll it down. API EGL version is 1.5, and OpenGL version is 4.5. Mesa version is 24.0.9, and LLVM pipe version is right here. And here is the audio information. Just let me scroll it down and get all the information. So Pipewire version is 1.2.3, and ELSA version is right here. So we got all the audio information right here. Here is the network information, Bluetooth, drives, and partitions. So you just need to pause the video and read everything, like USBs, repos, and the process and all those things here available. So I'm just going to read the important things. Process running R144, uptime is almost 17 minutes. So let me scroll it down properly. So what else we left here? Init systemd version is 256, and shell bash version, which I already mentioned. Compiler GCC version 14.2.0, and the latest version or the INXi version is 3.3.35. So let me type in another command, which is cat /etc/issue. So it says Rhino Linux 2024.2 all. So we can type in some other commands, for example INXi. So this is the same command as the above, but in a short form. So I'm just showing the simple commands. You just need to type in INXi-SV8 to get all the distro information. But for specific things, you just need to type in some other command. So this will give the same information, but in a short form. INXi-b. So here is the information. INXi-G. INXi-F. So you got all the information here. Let's try the hstab. So hstab not found. You can install the hstab by typing sudo apt install hstab because it's a Ubuntu based Linux distribution. So we got all the information. So let's close the tab. Let's even close the tab. Let's go to other applications. So here is the search bar. You can search it here by typing, for example, anything. So here is some of the information. Here are the app menu or the application grid. Cannot create a global shortcuts. Okay. So here are all the applications which comes pre-installed. So something happened here. So here is the about. The version of the U launcher is 6.0.0 beta 15. Here is the extensions. You can add the extensions, reload extensions, discover. Here are the shortcuts. I'm just going to close it. So here are all the things like a setup wizard. Let's see. So you get a lot of applications available. So there is some bloatware also. So there are some XFCE desktop environment and some applications from Rhino Linux. So you get all those applications pre-installed. So when you open the your system, you get the information, which is a version 2024.2. This is the virtual box, my CPU, RAM, disk, the GPU, kernel version, the desktop environment, and the operating system. You can click on system upgrade. If you have any update, it's going to update, but right now we don't have any update because this is the latest version we downloaded. Let's see whether we have any update or anything like that. So looks like there is some updates. So let's wait and see. So it's going to take a few seconds here. Instead of waiting, let's check some other things like appearance and all the themes. So here are the updates, which is around like a 35.3 MB. So they said they have like a new theme, but they didn't mention anything. The default should be applied, I think. See matching except if there is one. So if you want to toggle it, you can toggle it here. Also you can scroll it down. So there is like a bit of CPU consumption more here because of the virtual box, I think. So here are all the available themes. There are a lot of themes available, so you can customize according to your wish. So AWD, let's change the themes. So the update also finished here. The dark one, Advaita, Greybird. So these are all the already XFCE desktop environment themes. So let's see what else we have here. So these are all the things available. So I think the first version, which is applied default, should be the new theme. So this one should be the new theme. You can customize your themes, you can add your themes. So there is no major difference in the theme, just some usual theme. So I thought there will be some major theme changes, but it has some basic things here like a dark, AWT, and others are from the XFCE, and they should be added some here like this one, and there are some other themes also. If you want, you can try it on your own. So these are all the things, and on the icons you don't get anything. They didn't specify anything there. On the font same, settings same. So let me change it to the default one. Let's close it. Let's check the desktop settings whether we have any wallpapers or anything like that. Let's wait. We almost got all the XFCE wallpapers. I don't think anything is added, but there are some from the Rhino Linux. I think these are from the previous release also, but if you are already using the Rhino Linux, do let me know what are the changes, because I don't remember anything, because I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing any day. So it's pretty much very hard to remember whatever we do every day. I hope you understand. So there is also update completed. So exit applications. So these are all the changes of the update. Let me close it. There was no major update, just 35 MB of update. So here you can change the wallpapers. So they have like a purple, violet colors. So you can change like 7 wallpapers. So you get 7 wallpapers from the Rhino Linux and others from the XFCE. And here is the menu, desktop icons, file launcher and icons. On the desktop you get these features like a power options, which is same in every XFCE desktop environment. So it's just a theme. Other than that, you get the same XFCE. So it's a bit of customized XFCE. So here is the launcher. You can search for the applications. So here we have some other things. Fertile version 2.5.0. Let's check it. Here is our notification. You can customize your notification settings. You already know from all the XFCE desktop environment. And here is the audio mixer, which is pretty much same. So we got all the information here. And here is the update of the Fertile, or what it is called. Yes, it is Fertile version 2.5.0 and the version is 2.5. So here is the changes. Here are the features. If you want, you can go through all those things. I just want to see the basic things. So that's the reason I'm just going to skip all those. Let's close it. So volume control, you already see all those things. General, appearance, applications. You can customize according to your wish. So let's see what applications have pre-installed here. So you don't get any heavy like content creating applications or any other things like photo editing apps or the video editing or any like a Blender Kinder. You don't get anything like this. You just get the basic system tools, and other than that you don't get anything. Most of them are from the XFCE. So let's check the about XFCE. So here is the about XFCE. The version is 4.18. GTK version is 3.24.43. Here is complete information. Let me close it. Here is the power options. You can log out and do whatever you want. I'm going to show you at the end. Let's open some applications and see whether this distro will handle day-to-day tasks, because a normal user will be opening like a 4 or 5 applications in a day, or like at one time he's going to open like that. So we're going to see how much of resource it's going to consume. We just need to see the RAM because CPU is pretty much unstable throughout the video because of maybe the desktop environment or maybe some ISO file issues. So most of the cases this will be because of the virtual machines, but if you want to try it, you can try it on your own, and do let me know in the comment section if you tried in the bare metal. But always get all the information on your own and decide if you want to use it. If you have like a spare PC, you can try it on the PC. If you don't have like a main PC or work PC, just a spare PC which has no operating system, you can try it on those things and test this Linux distribution. It has the latest applications, latest kernel and all the latest releases, so it's better to try. So if you tried, do let me know in the comment section. Here is the installation. I'm going to show you the installation later. So let's open a few applications. So here is our dock or the panel. So let's try to open some other applications. So there are no heavy resource consuming applications, so that's the reason it's a bit of issue here. So I'm just going to open just 5 applications, and I'm going to see the task manager. Let's see how much of resource it's consuming. Let's open task manager. So CPU pretty much throughout the video it's unstable because of the virtual box or the virtual machines. So the RAM is almost like a 1.9 GB. So on the RAM side it's consuming a bit of more here. I didn't open any of the other applications, like maybe just the Firefox should be consuming a bit more here. So it's a basic browser, it doesn't consume that much of resource, but it's consuming 1.9 GB. So in the beginning it was like a 800 MB or 900 MB of RAM. Right now it's consuming 1 GB extra. So these are all the process running right now, 1.9 GB. And let's try to switch the applications. So I can switch the applications without issues. There is no lag or anything. So that's a good work. So if you want to try it, you can try it on your own and decide whether it performs good or not on the bare metal. So on the virtual box, virtual machines, this will be the case even if you have the latest specs. So on the look side, it looks pretty much good, and also applications has the latest version and also has the latest kernel version. So you get the latest browser and also the latest kernel, and some applications are also from the latest. So if you want to give it a try, you can try it. So if you already have the stable running Linux distribution, don't try to ruin it. If you already have the good support, like a 3-4 years of support, then let it run with a stable version. Don't try it. You can try it on the VirtualBox or the iBoot. But if you have if you're thinking of trying new Linux distributions, or if you want to find any distributions, you can try it because it's a Ubuntu based Linux distribution. And if you want to get all the information, you can go to the official website. So I already set the requirements to run this type of Linux distribution. So if you have that much of resources, try it, and do let me know in the comment section, because it will help me and also it will help others too. So let's check other information like about applications. You get the 4.19.3 file manager. You can customize according to your wish by going to preference. So these are all the customization things. You can do it on your own. So I'm just going to close it. So here is the window manager tweak. So there is no animation like a jelly gilly thing. So you get the basic animation here. You can customize according to your wish. Image viewer. Here is the version and browser version, which I already showed you, which is 129.0.2. Let's start. Package manager, Flatpak, Nix. Let's click on next. Docker, Podman, App Trainer, which is already mentioned in the official website. Click next. Whatever you want, you can select there. So I'm just going to show you here. I'm not going to install anything. Click next. It's going to take minutes and it's going to install everything. So I'm just going to close it, and let's go to the installation process, because that's the only thing left right now. Let's go to the install Rhino Linux. So we covered almost everything. So I showed whatever the changes here. So here you get the Calamares installer in the Rhino Linux, a rolling release Ubuntu based distribution with a Pacstall and XFCE at our core. About the Calamares, you get the 3.3.8. Choose your language. There are plenty of languages to select. Click on next. Here you can choose the location on the map, or you can choose the drop down menu here. If you are a new Linux comer, then you should be seeing these options. If you're already a Linux user, you don't need to even watch the installation, because you already know how to install it. So the system language will be set to American English, United States. If you want to keep it, you can keep it, or you can change it according to your wish. And the other option is the numbers and date locales will be set to American English, United States. Again, same thing. If you want to keep it, you can keep it, or else you can customize according to your wish. Click next, and here you need to be seeing the keyboard. Choose your keyboard. It automatically chooses your keyboard. If anything is wrong, just select your keyboard. Choose the language for your keyboard. I'm choosing the English United States, and the variant as a default. And here are the type here to test your keyboard. You can test your keyboard by typing here, and you can switch your keyboard also here. So there are some options here. Click next. And here you should be seeing the partitions. So if you have like a multiple hard disk, you need to select the specific hard disk. And about the installation, I'm not going to show you the installation tutorial here because I don't want to. And if you want some installation tutorial, it's better to watch some YouTube tutorials who has just a specific installation tutorial videos. That will be like a 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Just watch like a 2-3 videos and you should be good with the installation. So there is nothing complicated in here. But it's better to watch some tutorials if you're a newcomer or a beginner in a Linux. It's better to watch those things. So always first try it in the live boot and then go with the virtual install on the main disk if you liked it. So get all the information on your own, do research, and try to install it. If you already have the stable version, or if you already have the stable Linux running on your main PC, it's better to let it have those things, because don't try to ruin it by trying some fancy things. So here is the other options. So I'm just going to give you a small information here, or a short note information. So choose your installation drive first and choose whatever you want here. So this is the basically single boot option, or the erase disk is an option. It's going to wipe everything which is available in that specific drive or the selected drive. If you have like a current operating system, media files, music, pictures, whatever it is, it's going to wipe everything, or it's going to erase everything, and it's going to just install the Rhino Linux 2024.2 version on it. So you should be only having that version. So if you have anything, do not delete or anything like that. If you want to erase everything, you can do that. But if you want any files, do not do erase disk option. And here are the options. And the second option is like a manual partitioning. You need to create a partition before choosing this option, and the partition will be available right here. And also you should be seeing dual boot options in the boot menu after installing, and you can install the Rhino Linux in that specific partition which you created. So you should be seeing two operating systems, or the dual boot options, or two operating systems in the boot menu. One will be the current operating system, the another will be the Rhino Linux 2024. So that's the installation process. And if you want to encrypt your system, you can encrypt your system by providing the password in both the boxes, which should be same. And the current drive will be like this, and the after installation it will be like this. And about the bootloader location, you should be seeing the three options, which is master boot record of the specific drive, whether it's a VirtualBox, VMware, or whatever the hard drive or the installation drive name will be right here. The other option is system partition. The another will be do not install a bootloader. If you watched the tutorial, you should be knowing what is happening here. So after clicking on next, here you should be seeing the users, which is an account creation of the user account, which is pretty much same in every operating system and also in every Linux system. So here it says what is your name. I'm going to type in my channel name, 9to5 Linux. So it says tick mark because everything is right here. The next is what name do you want to use to log in. So I'm going to, if I type the numericals first, let me show you. So it's going to give you a pop-up with a your username must start with a lowercase letter or an underscore. So use the alphabets here. I'm using as a unboxing, so everything is going good here. So that's the reason you should be seeing a tick mark. What is the name of this computer? If you want to keep it like a dash VirtualBox, you can keep it or you can remove it. Choose a password to keep your account safe. I'm choosing the simple password here. So when you hover, you should be seeing all the information here. So I'm choosing the 125 password. So it's better to give a strong password here. Enter the same password twice so that it can be checked for typing errors. A good password will contain a mixture of letters, numbers, and the punctuations. Should be at least 8 characters long and should be changed at regular intervals. So you should be doing all those things if you want, or else you can keep whatever you want here. So log in automatically without asking for the password. I'm choosing this option. Use the Active Directory. If you want, you can do that. So when you click on next, here you should be seeing all the installation process. Whatever you chose in the previous installation will be right here. So if everything is good, just click on install. If anything is wrong, go back and fix those things. And when you click on install, these are all the process going to happen. And the installation process will take like a 20 to 25 minutes, depends on your PC. If you have the low-end PC, it's going to take that much of time. If you have the high-end PC, it should be very quick. And also the installation differs on whether the ISO file is stable or not. So if the ISO file is stable release, it's going to install 99% of the time. It will be installed without any issues. But if you downloaded the beta version or unstable version or the development version, you should be seeing some errors like a not responding, a blank screen, maybe the installation failed, pop-ups. So these are all the cases happens in the beta version or unstable version or a development version. So in a rare cases this may happen, but in most of cases it will be good. But it's always good option to always try the stable versions if you're a normal user. If you're a distro hopper or if you're a Linux tester, you already know what to do here. So I'm just going to close the installation. And we already saw all those things, so there is nothing left here. So I'm just going to close the and I'm just going to end the video, and I am going to make another video because I'll be posting 2 videos. So at the end of the video, these are all the CPU resources, the RAM, and these are all the process running right now. So it's pretty much working flawlessly, but some CPU issues because of the virtual machine. Most of the users already know the virtual machines has some issues. However, so it's a Ubuntu based with the latest Linux kernel version and also latest applications. So it's a good Linux distribution in my point of view. Other than that, it's clearly up to you to judge whether to use this Linux distribution or not. So I said what are my thoughts here. So I'm just going to show you the logout screen and I'm going to end the video. So here is the basic logout screen. So there is nothing complicated here. So here you can choose the sessions like a XFCE session VLAN. So even if you choose the VLAN, there will be some issues also in the virtual machines because that's a common thing happens in the virtual machines. So in the bare metal, it will be very smooth and also it will be working properly. So if you want to try, you can try it. So here is the language selection, accessibility, date and time, and the power options. So when you click on login, it automatically logs in your account. So there is no password or anything in the live boot. So I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. Peace out.